We're here tonight on this show. And tonight, we're here to talk about everything that's going on in the world of sports and wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the C Sports Show. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this puppy here tonight on a Monday. NFL news, Justin Jefferson on... Justin Jefferson says he's better than Cooper Kupp. I beg you, pardon, pendejo face. Report, Justin Jefferson on Rams wide receiver Cooper Kupp via, I guess, Chris Tamanzano did an interview. Coop, he's good, but I'll say he's behind me. Damn, man. Oh, fucking Cooper Kupp was like the best receiver in 2020, 2021. We'll see, man. Reports, Bengal star safety Jesse Bates holding out of training camp wants a new deal. Alright, Bengals having some problems re-signing safety Jesse Bates. Let's see here, man. Reports, veteran wide receiver and two-time Super Bowl champion Danny Amendola is retiring. Congratulations to Danny Amendola on a wonderful career, winning 2 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots. Danny Amendola calls it a career. Reports, Ravens signing running back Corey Clement. Corey Clement, man, going to the Ravens, man. Let's see here. Report Giants worked out tight end Eric Ebron. Of course, they lost Kyle Rudolph to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'm probably trying to replace him with Eric Ebron. Reports Chiefs placing unrestricted free agent Justin Ross on injured reserve. I mean, it's already out for the season. Jesus Christ. Justin Rose. Oh, Jesus Christ, pendejo face. And then this fucking guy DC. I don't know who they mean by DC. I don't know who DC is, but he was on the Mike Sando show, and he said, I don't care if he wins 12 MVPs. I don't think he'll ever be a one as a quarterback. Talking about Lamar Jackson. I don't know who DC is. I don't know. They're vibrating. I don't know who the hell DC is. Quote from a DC. What the hell's a DC? Is that a person? I don't know. Oh, you know what I think it is? It's a defensive coordinator. Quote from a defensive coordinator who was on the Mike Sano show. I don't care if he wins 12 MVPs. He's not a number 1 quarterback. Damn, that's crazy, man. We'll see. Report Bears linebacker Raekwon Smith won't be participating in training camp tomorrow due to his contract situation. So Raekwon Smith from the Bears could be holding out, man. We'll see what happens, man. Also, reports coming out of Chicago that the mayor, remember, there's reports that the owner is trying to move the team to a different city called Arlington Heights. And the mayor of Chicago is willing to pay up to $3 billion to put a retractable roof over Soldier Field, because I think the Bears, they want to host a Super Bowl, but obviously it's very hard to host a Super Bowl. It's so cold and snowing in February, so they're trying to get a stadium with a retractable roof. I even heard they're trying to contact the same architect who built the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. But I guess they're panicking, and the mayor is willing to pay $3 billion to put a retractable roof over Soldier Field, so they stay in Chicago and they don't leave to the city of Arlington Heights. It's still in Illinois, but it's no longer in the heart of Chicago. So that's crazy. We'll see what happens with that story, man. But they won a Super Bowl so bad they're gonna put a fucking retractable roof over that shit, I guess. Let's see more news. Let's see more news. Will Compton, one of the 2 best free agents available, close with, although Beckham Jr. has decided not to sign with a team in time for the start of camp, saving his body for a deep playoff run. Alright, so Will Compton, man, will not be signing right now. He'll maybe sign like in November or December, late in the year. Bengals president Mike Brown says focus is to give quarterback Joe Burrow an extension. Alright, so we saw Kyler Murray get an extension. Maybe we'll see Joe Burrow get one too. Despite multiple teams calling this offseason, two-time Super Bowl Danny Amendola has decided to retire. All right, so we already read that one. Amendola is ready to pursue a virus of other interests, including having intentional talks with broadcasting networks. He has multiple relationships and respect from around the league and is ready for the next chapter. So perhaps Danny Amendola getting into the broadcasting world. We'll see, man. We'll see. Packers extending the contract of head coach Matt LaFleur, general manager Brian Gutekunst, and executive vice president Ross Ball. So the Packers extending their vice president, their general manager, and their head coach Matt LaFleur. Okay. Steelers are releasing running back Tyler Aikman today. Okay, Steelers will release Trey Aikman. Damn. Let's see here. Today would have been Walter Payton's 68th birthday. Happy birthday to Walter Payton, man. Today would have been his birthday. Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn discussed Detroit's defense and hopes for the upcoming season in a podcast with Adam Schefter. Okay. Oh, this is interesting, but I guess this shit's not good. So NFL came out with an app today. It's called NFL Plus. The National Football League's video streaming subscription service launches today. NFL Plus offers access to live out-of-market preseason games, live, local, and primetime regular season games, and postseason games, phone and tablets only way to use, and local and national audio for every game. So I guess you can watch the preseason if you don't like if you're a fucking Saints fan but you live in Dallas, you can watch the Saints games in the preseason. But then I think once the regular season starts, you cannot do it anymore. So it's kind of weird, but I think a lot of people already looked into this, and a lot of people thought it was like an NFL app streaming, like where you can watch all the games, but apparently not. For now, the only one that has access to Sunday NFL Ticket is DirecTV. So I don't know, like, I guess this is good. I mean, like, I guess it's still good. Maybe you can watch like preseason games, and like if you're not home, at least you can watch the game. You know, if you live in Chicago and you want to watch the Bears, but you're not home, you can watch them in your car or like in a restaurant if you're in a restaurant with the family. So I guess it's still kind of good, but obviously everybody was hoping for the NFL Sunday Ticket to be included, and apparently it is not included, the NFL Sunday Ticket. I'm going to read the information once again, ladies and gentlemen, as a professional, just to make sure. Let's read this slowly, ladies and gentlemen. The National Football League video streaming subscription service has launched today. NFL Plus offers access to live out-of-market preseason games. Okay, so that means you can watch the preseason games from other cities you do not live in. So if you're a Packers fan and you live in Seattle, you can watch the preseason games. Games, live, local, and primetime regular season. So yeah, so your local team, you can watch the regular season in primetime, like Monday, Sunday, and Thursday Night Football. And the playoffs as well. Okay, that's good to me. You can watch the playoffs. You can watch every playoff game on there, on your phone or on your tablet. Okay, this is my question now. Can you at least, if you do not have Amazon, does that include you can watch the Thursday Night Football game on the NFL Plus app? That's the question. So I know they don't have the Sunday Ticket, but are they going to be at least showing the Thursday Night Football game? Because if people don't have Amazon, can they at least watch it on the NFL Plus? Because it says here that it's going to be local and primetime regular season games. So that includes Thursday Night Football on Amazon, I would think. Well, we'll see, man. This season, 14 teams will have alternate or throwback helmet to be paired with alternate classic. Yeah, a bunch of teams coming out with new helmets and shit, man. But that's about it for the NFL, man. NFL starting to make a lot of noise, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting close, man. We're getting close to this puppy. NBA, we had some kind of a big news last night, and that is that the ESPN sources has Brooklyn Nets star Kevin Durant trade request approaches its fourth week. The Boston Celtics have emerged among teams engaged in talks. So according to reports, they're talking in a trade that would have sent Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and draft picks to Brooklyn for Kevin Durant. So we'll see, man. I mean, and then you would have Kevin Durant with Jason Tatum. You would have still Malcolm. Remember, they got Malcolm Brogdon. I guess you would keep Robert Williams. So I guess it works, man. So they're talking about a potential Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Kevin Durant trade. We'll see, man. And it looks like there's reports too that Kyrie Irving wants to stay and play out his final year of his contract with the Brooklyn Nets, whether Kevin Durant is there or not. So it looks like Kyrie Irving does not want to be traded. Man, we'll see what the hell happens, man. Jesus Christ, man. A lot of news coming out today, especially in football. Let's go to Major League Baseball, ladies and gentlemen. I think the biggest problem in baseball today was the whole the draft. Or let me see here. Rival executives have demeaned the St. Louis Cardinals as potential suitors for Juan Soto, based on organization deep farm system and multiple young players under team control. But what about everything else? The money, the need, pitching, debate accordingly. All right, they also need pitching, man. All the pluses and minuses of the Cardinals trading many very good young players for Juan Soto debate starts. Yeah, man, do they rather get pitching or do they want Juan Soto? Because if they get Juan Soto, they got to give up everything. They forget about getting pitching help. Forget about it, man. And they're talking about the fucking the international draft. They couldn't get the fucking deal done today. For the fucking international draft. Today was the deadline. They couldn't get a deal. International draft proposal reflected by union. With the failure to come to a deal on the international draft, the qualifying offer system that's been dragged on for free agency will remain in place. Players Union leadership felt the MLB offer regarding implementation of an international draft was so bad they didn't bring it to full player vote. Union hunches updated all club reps yesterday on their plan to reject, and there are no objects. So yeah, man, it looks like we're not gonna get a fucking it's a shame they couldn't work it out, because an international draft would be far preferable to all the shenanigans that go on now, and it was time for the qualifying offer, which hurts mid-range free agents. So it hurts a lot of the average players, maybe the bullpen players. So yeah, that sucks. They couldn't get the international deal going, man. Let's see here, more news. Are we good? The Mets have called in for both Soto and Ohtani. Jesus Christ, the fuck? Soto and Ohtani look like long shots, but here's a roundup of bats and relievers who'd help the Mets. So I guess, remember, they said that a few teams have called the Angels about Shohei Ohtani's trade availability, and they have rejected them. I guess it's being leaked up that one of the teams that called the Angels was the Mets. Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move into wrestling here tonight, and then we'll call it a night. Let's move into wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. So the biggest thing that happened in wrestling, obviously, today was Triple H was named. He's in full control of the company as far as creative goes. Obviously, Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan will run the business side, and Triple H will run the creative side. So Triple H has basically taken over both John Laurinaitis' job and what was Vince McMahon's job as creative. They said on Friday it was going to be Bruce Pritchard, but then today on Monday they announced it's Triple H. This was very surprising to me, because literally back in March, April, Triple H did an interview, talking about his whole heart talking about his whole heart situation when he got sick, and he said, "I don't have the energy I once did. I get tired a lot faster." So I was very surprised that they give him other responsibility because he's replacing John Laurinaitis as vice president of talent relations, and he's replacing Vince McMahon as creative control. So he's going to have a lot on his plate, and I think if he's going to be replacing McMahon as the head of creative, he's probably going to have to be traveling to both every Monday night and every Friday to Raw and SmackDown. So unless in the last 3-4 months he's recovered completely 100%, which I mean, I'm sure, obviously the fucking boss is his wife, right? So I'm sure she knows that, hey, this guy's doing good. I can 100% give him this job without having to worry about him getting, having more heart problems or getting stressed out and causing more problems. So I've assumed Stephanie McMahon, I mean, obviously, when she made the decision to give him the job as both talent relations of vice president of talent relations and head of creative, I'm sure she knows she's good to go. So Triple H, man, I was surprised, but especially there was a lot of reports that Paul Heyman, obviously Paul Heyman having history back in the day of running ECW, he has experience of running a wrestling company. He could have been an option. And then you still have Eric Bischoff out there. He doesn't have a job. So Eric Bischoff, of course, that's another. So I'm surprised that they gave it to Triple H. I thought they were going to try to limit maybe his traveling maybe and just have him be executive vice president of talent relations. That could be more of an office job. Like I said, especially having the options of a Paul Heyman or of an Eric Bischoff out there. But I guess they're going with him. A lot of pressure now because remember, from like 2013 to 2020, Triple H ran creative in NXT, and many people believe it was the best wrestling show in town, like in the country. Like from 2013 to 2020. And many people said when Triple H takes over the main roster, it's going to be fantastic. So now a lot of pressure on Triple H, man. A lot of pressure, man. Can he live up to the hype? We'll see, man. We'll see. Jonathan Gresham has asked for his release from Ring of Honor, AEW, after losing his Ring of Honor World Champion this past Saturday to Claudio Castagnolo. Jesus Christ, man. Jonathan Gresham. Man, if you're getting released from AEW Ring of Honor, I don't know where the fuck you're going to go. Maybe Impact or maybe New Japan. I don't see him going to WWE, man, but we'll see, man. But apparently he's not a big fan of Tony Khan. They had a meeting before the match on Saturday, and he pretty much cursed him out. And he told him to go F up, and he said not a lot of good communication between him and Tony Khan. And so he said, I'll do the match, and now obviously I'll put Claudio Castagnoli over, but after this I want out. So Jonathan Gresham went out of Ring of Honor, AEW. Wow. And reportedly, he's not the only one. Reports are a bunch of AEW stars are frustrated with the lack of communication from Tony Khan. Joey Janela, a bunch of people are, and it's a bunch of like the jobbers who were there like in 2019 before a lot of the WWE guys came in. I think they're just not interested in them anymore. They're ready to move on, and that's why they don't even communicate with them, man. They're probably they're gonna let their contract expire pretty soon, probably. Also, they're saying that Tully Blanchard, who was the little old guy, he was like the manager of FTR for a while. He's out of AEW, so he's leaving AEW too. A lot of these guys that got to the AEW like in 2019 are starting to get their contract expired, and they're just not re-signing. Bryan Danielson announced over the weekend at San Diego's Comic-Con he will be back on Wednesday to fight Daniel Garcia. So Bryan Danielson, after almost 2 months of being out with a concussion, is back. And CM Punk was also in San Diego's Comic-Con, and he said his foot was shattered in the match. There's no current timetable for a return. He said he's had to learn how to walk again. So the report came out last week that he was going to come back in September for All Out, but now they're saying there's no timetable as his foot was completely shattered to the point where he had to learn how to walk again after surgery. Jesus Christ, man. One of the things McMahon said before leaving WWE was, do not expect Shane McMahon to be back anytime soon after the debacle that happened back in January during the Royal Rumble. So McMahon, that was one of the final things he said before leaving. That don't expect his son Shane McMahon to be back anytime soon. And from what I'm hearing, Shane McMahon and Stephanie McMahon don't have a really good relationship either. So don't expect Shane McMahon to be back anytime soon, ladies and gentlemen. And I think that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's about it. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'm out like a light.